What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a really fun video for you. I'm going to be rehousing my Megaphobema Robustum, also known as the Colombian Giant Redleg. I call it Giga. And the reason why I call it Giga is that once this species is full size, it is going to be the biggest species that I have. They can grow over 8 inches in leg span. It's also going to be a real fun video because this species is got a big personality. Every time I just walk by the enclosure, it just darts right back into its burrow, and I can't even lift the lid off of it. Even if I touch the lid here, it just shoots right back down. So it's getting to the point where this is the first enclosure that I've had it in, but it was already pretty big for it. Once I got it in there, I realized that I was probably going to need to move it into a bigger enclosure, mostly just because this species is a fossorial species, so it burrows a lot, so you need to have a lot of substrate in there. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started. I got my substrate here. It's a couple different mixes, just because some of the stores didn't have my preferred substrate. I got my catch cup. I'm going to use these big Indian almond leaf litter pieces. They're kind of orangish, so I think they'll match the color of Giga more than this other leaf litter that I have sitting down here. I got some sphagnum moss, and of course, like always, I got my tongs to help me guide it out of the catch cup and into the catch cup and all that. I'm going to be recycling all the substrate that's in here because it's clean. It's barely been used. I mean, it's only been in there for a couple months now. So yeah, I'll go ahead and dive into this. What I'm going to start with first, though, I have to get a little scoop and slowly scoop out the substrate because there is a hide in here. It burrowed and buried it, so there's literally just a hole down. And I will show you that here shortly. I'll move the camera so you can have a better perspective. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we're going to start here. I'm going to go ahead and bring this around and show you how much he's burrowed. There's literally just a tiny hole in here where he can get in and out, or it can get in and out. So I literally have to slowly get in here and take out all this substrate so I can get it out and get it moved into the new enclosure. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and empty the new bags of substrate into the enclosure here. That way, when I start to remove all this, I can already have a nice base layer for the tarantula to go into whenever I get the hide out and get most of this stuff out. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. I'm using 2 different types. This is Eco Earth. It's their loose coconut fiber substrate. mean, nice little scoop tool. It's not anything. It's obviously not like a specific scooping tool. This is just the feeding tray out of my cricket keeper, but it should suffice. It should work really well actually for scooping a lot of this out and slowly, so I can get the Megaphobema Robustum out of there. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, I'm going to try and remove this. Might actually go easier than I thought. Oh wow, look at this. Bam. Megaphobema robustum. Colombian Giant Redleg. Wrong way. Alright, now I can. There you go. Yeah. Ha ha ha. Awesome. That went a lot easier than I thought it was. I'm impressed. Now I can just dump this right into the other side. Boom. Actually, now that I got him out, I can actually get him in the catch cup so I can smooth out the soil, get his sphagnum moss and leaves in there and decorations and all that. Alright, buddy. catch cup. Megaphobema Robustum. Such a wild species. Look at those back hairs. Those back hairs are just, oh, it's just so pretty. Alright, now I can smooth this out all your stuff. And you can see how little it still is. This might be, I'll probably get comments saying, why are you putting it in such a big enclosure? Well, this species is a fast growing species. I'm not sure, it's been a while since I've, rewatched my care videos and everything, and this might be a shorter living species. It might only live like 15 years. I'm not sure, but they do grow fast, and this is definitely easily, like, he's probably about easily that big, so there's plenty of perfect amount of space to where I don't have to worry about it taking too hard of a fall from the top. And I'm gonna put the coconut thing back in, and I'm actually gonna start a burrow for it. Usually if you start a burrow for them, and when you release them into the enclosure, and you put it right, or you make it go right into the burrow that you've already started, they generally will use that as their main starting point, and at least that's what happened last time. I'm just excited because it's in such a bigger enclosure. You can see, compare. Yeah. So the only space it had to burrow was in the center, and I had the water dish like up at the top, and it kept burying it. So, well, yeah, I think it is. It's gonna be a lot better just having it in here. Actually, I think I made a mistake. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this because, yeah, I forgot to do that. Mix up the two different soils, since the jungle mix was a lot more damp and moist already. I am sensing a little bit of itching, but not anything out of the ordinary. Yeah, alright. Wash my hands real good after this, that way I make sure I don't get any in my eyes by mistake, and yeah, or in my mouth if I decide to eat something later. Indian almond tree leaf litter, just because it's more orangish, brownish to match this color a little bit more. And it's always good to have leaf litter and more natural elements in your enclosure so that they feel more at home and feel more comfortable, because the more comfort you provide your teas, the less I say the less temperamental they are, but I guess you would just say they get more comfortable, and you might see them out in the open a little bit more, and they might not be as. I've heard Megaphobema Robustum be less testy if they have enough burrow space and natural elements to simulate what they do in the wild. And let's screw it just to add some contrast. I'll go ahead and add some. Also got sphagnum moss, helps hold moisture. I like to place it usually on top of the burrow. That way it adds moisture to the top of the burrow. And then you can add some throughout the rest of the enclosure too, just to give a little bit more of a natural touch and have more moisture in the rest of the enclosure. Okay, so got his cage already, enclosure already, whatever. I'm gonna do one final mist down in the enclosure before I put the red leg in there. Also going to do is dump some water back here in the corner to let it drop down to the lower levels. That way it has a lower level of moist substrate that it can burrow into. And you're probably wondering about mold. The trick is with this is to let it dry out. Completely dry out before you overflow the water dish again or mist it down again and add more water. That way you can avoid the mold issue. I did have that problem. It was unfortunately my aviculary papua's tiny enclosure, and it was my mistake because I put in a couple
sticks that I found outside, and that was a dumb mistake. That you never want to take uh, anything from outside, prey wise, decoration wise. You just don't want any outside elements like mites, mold, pests, whatever, can not only get in your enclosures, but they can migrate to other enclosures. So your best bet is to, one, always buy your teas from a verified breeder, to make sure they're not wild caught. Um, Two, always make sure you get your feeders also from breeders and suppliers, because you don't want wild caught ones of those, because they'll have pesticides and fertilizers on them and mites and other things. And then also decorations, leaves, sticks, logs, whatever you don't want. You want to minimize any pathogens and that might hurt your teeth. So with that being said, one last mist down, and we will get Giga into its newly built enclosure. Ooh, yeah. Yay. Just slid right on in there. Have to go this way. Introduce you to your burrow. Oh. Oh, and that was the spinning wheel of death. Do you see that? Woo! This species is a fun species. Come on, baby. Trying to get you to go to your burrow. There you go. Yeah. Awesome. Success. Woo! Alright, so that's the video for today. I got the Robustum in its cage, and it seems like it's pretty happy in its burrow now. I'll do some update videos and see what it does with its burrows and see how elaborate it can get. And and I'll just keep updating you guys on their growing and just how much they change. I'll probably be posting pictures of the curly hair, since it just molted this morning while I was at work. Other than that, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Share the video with your friends. I'm Cody, and this is Cody's Creepy Critters. Ha ha!
Take it all. Webs in the corner, spiders grin. Cages rattling, can't keep on in. Snakes twist like ropes around his boots. Whispers hum from berry roots. Do you hear them calling out? A hiss, a howl, a twisted shout. Creepy critters, Cody keeps. Slither, scratch, and something leaps. Don't look twice or you might fall. Cody's critters take it all. Take it all. Lizards dance on the table bare. Scorpions crawl through his matted hair. He laughs, he cries, it's all the same. Cody plays his critter game. this critter game.